And the mind in men is actually a feminine component, not a male component, right? So when we look at this, what we're seeing is top left. We're going to start on the top left. This is a cymatic that was exported from our cymatic software. Now, still to this day, we are the only ones that actually have gone into creating an actual software where people can put in a number and see the pattern of that number. So there's no research, public research or tools in this field that we're going to be talking about today. It's study in the inner sanctums for sure. And it's also studying in things like electronics because you need metamaterials, you need antenna magic, you need brainwave handshakes or computer brain handshakes. You need different things like Neuralink. So you need to know this stuff, but this is not stuff that's just in your published paper, even at MIT, even at Yale. So when it comes to teaching the highest levels of knowledge, that's just not where they're at. And they're not also doing it in a way that's applicable for people in 2021. Yo, give me the lowdown on what exactly is going on. This is a matrix. Now, this on the left side, as we talk about in the top corner, is a number. Okay, it's a number. We put a number in, we hit enter, and this pattern comes up on that number. Now, you'll notice with octaves, you'll start seeing the same patterns appear. There's a language of basically about 9 to 12 different shapes, and all other shapes as you go up the frequencies are created from that. Now, what does that tell you? What that tells you is that there's only really a certain amount of templates here, and then what other things really are just those templates either mixed in different formulas or appearing larger or smaller than the current space or frequency that you're in. And then when that happens to you, you may not recognize it as you're trying to gain perspective of what you're looking at, right? So on the top left, that is a number. So now this next to it, because you may say, well, what's this next picture? It's not beautiful. What is it? It's called a matrix. Or matrix. It is the same concept. And the concept here is just like embroidering, wherever sound intersects, which is called the horizontal and the vertical waters by our ancestors, there is life. Okay. So if you notice, let me just pull this down really quickly here. So if you see on the right side, that's inside of a torus field. Okay. And inside of the torus field, you notice how there are these little points. So true enough, a lot of this, there's really nothing, even though nothing is something. But in a lot of this, there's really nothing. But in those points, there is something, because something is created when two opposing forces interact with each other, or when we collide. And when we collide, the essence that comes off of us becomes the sediment to the spaces that other beings are now existing on. Let me rewind. So Earth, as we know it, which is in the mind, is basically an accumulation. All of what we're standing on is an accumulation. Dust is a mystical word. Dust is an accumulation. It's what comes off of things when it collides with another particle. And it may be so small, you never see it. But once that smallness starts to accumulate, it becomes big. And then it becomes the rock or the stone or the bone. Okay? Stone and bones. Etymology tells you the framework is an accumulation. Calcium is an accumulation. Pyramids were coated with calcium. It's accumulation. It's all symbolic. So accumulation basically is that when those horizontal and vertical waters meet, that's where life is found. Okay? So this means that over at NASA, if they ever wanted to find life, which they've definitely done already, all they have to do is map the vector on the torsion field that you see my picture over and know what the next space over is, where the crossing point is, and you're guaranteed to go there and find life, because that's how life is created.